What's up guys, it's Ibrahim here, and today we are doing the arm day video. It's week 3 of the training diary, so yeah, hope you enjoy it. And let's get right into it. The first exercise is just a warm-up exercise for the bicep. I don't know what to call it, so we'll just call it the cable bicep shoulder height curl thingy. We did 3 sets of this and 12 reps. I only recorded one of them, but as you can see it's very low weights because this position is very as you can see, like, it's really good for just getting the blood to the muscles and, you know, getting a good pump at the start of the workout. Next exercise is the standing Arnold press. We are doing 3 sets with no rest in between them. It's more of a circuit than anything else. But yeah, I start on the 5 kg dumbbells, then the 7.5 kg, and then the 10 kg dumbbells. Yeah, this is a very hard exercise to do, so you just do 3 sets, no rest in between, remember, and on top of that you have to do 12 reps each set. And if you can't do 12 reps on one of them, you have to move down to the weight below that and make up for it. As you can see, the exercises get quite hard when you're on the last weight, so don't be afraid to, move the weight up. Don't be afraid to lean forward and just use a bit of momentum. Make sure not to lean back, because obviously if you're doing shoulder height exercises, you're going to mess up your back if you're doing them like that. But make sure you don't put any pressure on your spine while you're doing these Arnold presses, because that's the last thing you want to do when you finally start training, to get injured as soon as you do. But and make sure you work on the negative portion of the movement, as that is pretty much the most important part of the movement. So that's on the way down. You make sure to go slower than on the way up. Next exercise is the hammer curls. As you can see, we're making sure to do it with good form on the lower weights, just to get that maximum contraction. And we move on to the next weights, which is 7.5 kgs. We're still doing it with good form. Make sure you keep your elbows in around the same area, so you don't really move forward too much. You don't want to move your elbow about, because that'll be your shoulder working, and that's the last thing you want to do when you're doing an arm workout. You want to be able to use the muscle you want to work as much as possible. So as you can see, just like before, we get onto the higher weights, and we failed because we only had 30 seconds of rest in between these 3 sets and the last 3. So we move on to the lower weight before that, and we try to make up the reps. I think I do like 6 to 8 reps after this, because that's all I really need to do. I felt like I worked as much as possible on this set. And on to the last exercise in this circuit. Again, 3 sets, no rest in the 3 sets, and we start off easy on the 5 kg. With this curl, you're working on the inside of your biceps. So what you want to do is supinate your wrist, because that's one of the biceps functions, and that basically means get your pinky from a neutral grip towards your elbows. As you can see in the video, I'm pulling my hand around, and that gives you that bicep peak that you want. The hammer curls do the opposite. They both work your biceps equally, but they focus on different portions. The hammer curls work on the outer muscle in the bicep, which gives you that overall size. And again, make sure you just do as many reps on this as possible. So make sure to get your 12 out. This isn't a test or anything like that. It's a workout and training. You need to be doing as much as you can. Don't just do the minimum possible, because the minimum possible you do anywhere. You need to push yourself and obviously go past failure. As you can see, I fail on the weight, and I go to weight so I can go past this failure and fail on the next weight, because failure in training is actually success. On to the mother of all bicep exercises, the bicep barbell curl. Now this exercise is just for the sake of looking alpha. I'm just kidding. It's an amazing exercise for both size and strength, because you're able to really load on the weight due to you being able to use both hands at the same time. Now in this exercise I put 2.5s on the side, 5s and then 10s on the side. And what you need to work on is literally just the eccentric part of the motion, which is the negative, aka the part where you let the weight go down, so the weight acts against the force you're pushing on it, because that's where you get your muscle fibers gripping as the muscle stretches, because it's too tight and it stretches out. Now this exercise is an amazing exercise because it is a compound movement, which means it uses a lot of different muscle groups, not as much as the bench or the deadlift or something like that, but it still utilizes your core, which is an incredibly important muscle group in any exercise. And it's just an amazing exercise for your biceps, so make sure you really load up on the weight. And on to the last exercise for the biceps, which is a burnout exercise, the chin-ups. Now it's important to do the chin-ups because your arms are supinated, so it improves your arm involvement in the thing and reduces your back's working. And even if you can't do pull-ups, just jump up or get a bench or something and just hold yourself up there and let yourself go down for the for the longest time possible. This is just stretching the arms out, so you really work and rip as many muscle fibers as many muscle fibers as possible. Now onto our warm-up exercise on the bench. We are doing triceps now. It is the tricep dumbbell press, which is an amazing exercise for the triceps, not because it's mechanically really good, because this is actually in a pretty stretched position for the triceps. So it's not like the bicep warm-up. It is a great exercise because you can really load up on it because of the amount of strength you can put into this exercise. So as you can see, I start on the 10s, then go to the 15s, and then go to the 20s. And what you need to do is you can't really go amazingly heavy because you don't want to burn out on the first exercise. Remember, this is a warm-up. You're just making sure that you load on the weight, so you're telling your body, I'm going to be using a lot of weight on this. This area is going to need a lot of blood supply because of that. So you're just giving your body an advanced warning that you're going to be putting it through hell. So make sure you don't burn yourself out on this exercise, and make sure that your elbows do not flare out. As you can see in this, the difference between this and the dumbbell press for the chest is that you keep your elbows inside so that the chest doesn't get squeezed or stretched. It's just a full-on tricep movement with as little involvement from any other muscle except for the core, obviously, but that's pretty much involved in nearly everything. Now onto the alpha exercise of the triceps. This is basically the barbell curl for the triceps, except for it's the opposite way around. We're doing the skull crushers. Now on this, you obviously want to keep your elbows in as well, and we start on 2.5s just to get a feel of the weights, and then we go on to 5s and then 10s, just like the barbell curls. Make sure you do a warm-up set on this because it's not called skull crushers for nothing. You're having a barbell over your head. And make sure you get a spot for the heavier weights because obviously you don't want to crush your skull. And make sure you have your arms at an angle so that when you straighten them out, they're not directly in a straight line up, because that means that your arms aren't working at that point, therefore they're resting. So you want your arms at kind of an angle when you're straightening them out, so that your arms are even working when they're straightened out. And again, let me emphasize, make sure you get a spot for this exercise. It's extremely important. Even if you're shy, people are going to give you a spot because everybody needs a spot at the gym and they understand the struggle. So now we're on the 10s. As you can see, it's the most important set, the last one. We're just trying to push out as many reps as possible. As you can see, my arms are flaring out. I'm trying as hard as I can not to, but it is hard. And yeah, we get him to push us through the last 2 reps just for extra effect on the triceps. Now we're on the last exercise, the burnout exercise. This is the tricep pull downs on the cable machines, and as you can see, we're flexing our back, making sure we have no other muscle movements except for the triceps, because it is a low weight exercise. We're just doing a warm set here on the lowest weight, just to get into the movement, you know, just to flex a bit, check our form. And then the second set we go a bit heavier, not too much heavier because we're obviously worn out, but just a bit heavier, and we just rep it out. And on the last set for this, we go as heavy as we possibly can. So this is probably just like a normal set if you were doing this as your first exercise, but obviously it's too heavy for you now because it's at the end of the workout. So you go on to the heaviest exercise and you keep doing that, and then you move it up one when it gets too heavy, and you move it up one again, and you try to do 12 reps in total on this drop set. Make sure on this you pronate your wrists. For the biceps you supinate, on the triceps you pronate and you pull the ropes outwards. This is the biceps task, the triceps task. The biceps pull together. The triceps push out and pull out. Push out, basically push out away from your body. So I hope that explains that to you. On to the last one. This is the most alpha exercise in my opinion, and it's amazing for the forearms. We just say nah to the 15s because it was too light, not alpha enough. We need to pick up the biggest plate in the room, and as you can see, the grip on the plate makes it really work your forearms. And we just try to rep it out because our forearms are already worked from all the work we did on our biceps and triceps. It's a secondary muscle in those movements. And in this, we're just repping it out, trying to get as much involvement as possible. It's not too serious. You can see the veins on my forearm flare out because this is a really amazing exercise for it. Now, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more, and like the video, and see ya.